to show you the our web shop. Yeah, so each customer has to, of course, be named, because if there's no customer on the back in the back office, we don't make the connection between the MIS CRM and the web shop. But we can change, we can add, or a new customer can add himself to the system. That's not the biggest problem. Yeah? So, as you can see here, if I'm going into the shop as a foreign user, I get less categories. So this page is it's a simple page, and the customer can decide the design whatever he wants, or she. Yeah. The only thing is we need an administrator. So in the background, that's the back office, where we define a lot of the necessary information. There's a dashboard, and you can add products whatever you want. So if you're going to the product editor, you can also make different categories, and normally a lot of products. And for example, you can also add a beach flag if you want. For this beach flag, it's necessary to have some information like, okay, this is the beach flag. You can add it also for different languages. So in this case, English, Dutch, Espanol, Polish, whatever. You can also say, okay, this product can be shown in this country, this product can be shown in that country. And you can also add some, you can add pictures, different pictures, because I made this picture for every product, but you can add as well descriptions of the product, whatever you want. Here you can see, okay, you can also use it in Chile, for example, or in Hungary. And so on. And what else? Yeah, and here is there's different roles you can define. For example, 1 day delivery, 24 hours delivery, 3 weeks delivery, whatever. So you can describe a product very well. And this information is shown on the homepage again. For example, this beach flag is here. So I can go to the system for the beach flags, or business cards, or calendar, posters, whatever you want. And here is this product, as you saw before. And you can also jump into the details. And you see, okay, one example, the price is 130. And if I change it to 5, so it's not the 130 to multiply with 5, so it's a special price. And if it's a different size, you get also a different price. So in that case, you upload the PDF file for this. So if you have a finished flag or finished business card, you can upload this. And then if you save this system, you can see here also the beach flag, the information about it, and so on. And if the shopping cart is full, you can go to the checkout, and the checkout means, okay, this is the product you've ordered. It's 736 euros, and you can order it. And in the background, of course, you have this company has to make some decisions how the payment will work, credit cards, PayPal, or maybe they are sending invoices to the customer, but that depends to the customer. If I made this send order, that's everything is done. So in this case, this beach flag is combined with a template in our MIS system. and the template knows the working process for the beach flag. So in this case, for example, for the beach flag, I need a digital printing machine, I need a sewer, I need whatever, which is defined in the template. And the template shows the activities, how we work with this order. That's all in the web shop. So you can have it as a closed group, but you also can have it as an open group, and the customer can design the layout around. So the functionality is coming from us. Design is coming from the customer.
Okay, can you show us more complicated software product with code, what are delivery of the files, whether there is a place for pre-flighting, for visualizing the product, how to arrange such a thing?
You can add this visualization and so on, but that are foreign products for us. So this is a normal HTML 5.5 homepage, and you can add any functionality you want for a pre-flight check or whatever. So that's not part of our program. That's normally done by a company like you. Yeah, so you do the implementation into the homepage, but the part of us is then if we have now our MIS system like it is here, we can take a look at the IWay project import, and normally we get the information. Okay, there are some orders waiting. For example, this one. Yeah, this is the beach flag. It's waiting for import. Yeah, I don't have a template for this beach flag, but normally if I say import project, we get the information of the contact about the customer and the product. As you can see, there's an XML file in the background. Let's search for this XML file so you can see. Let's open this folder. Let's go back. Let's go. I think it's somewhere here. Or else. Yeah. So we get the PDF file, as you can see here. That's an example for a business card. Or let's take another one. So this is the PDF area. Yeah. So every PDF which is uploaded is also transferred to us, and of course there are some XML files. These are all already done. Give me a second. Master pages. I can't remember. Somewhere there is an XML file for this product. Let's search it on the other way. Give me a second. That's 10, 17, 24. 10, 24. So it's also stored on a server. In this case, my laptop is the server, and you get the information also from the web. And in this description in this XML file, there is the information that what to produce. For example, business cards, speech flags, whatever. By the way, I was asking about the changing the status by flyer alarm. In that case, of course, we have the combination with JDF. So the JDF data flow tells the system changing of a status. Yeah, so it's not only made by hand. In that case, the machines are making the change directly. So nobody's touching an order. If the plates are finished, the machine tells plates are finished, and then we make the combination. Okay, let's start the next work.
Okay. Is it possible to create a table from your database, which will be for exchanging the data, and you will read from the table, and for example, Switch or any other solution will change the status in the table, because XML or JDF is it's possible, but it's not so easy to handle by the Switch. And one of our goals is to make the run of the flows in Switch.
Okay, I don't know the Switch program directly, but I think
it can run via ODBC. It can run, read and write the data into database. So it could be something like a data table, which will be the export from the database, which will be only for Switch purposes. And then every, I don't know, 15 minutes, the database will make jak to się nazywa? The link between this table and change the statuses of the...
Yeah, of course. It's also possible. Yeah, we can handle that as well. So it's up to us and you how the definition is. And the most important advantage of our software is normally you get the software out of the box for the customer. Yeah, so if there's no change, you can work with it. But normally or usually, each printing company is working in a different way. And if they want to have something special, we can add that as well. It's no problem.
Okay.
So once again, where is it?
I do believe you that you've got somewhere.
Yeah, okay. Somewhere there's this XML file, and there's all the description out of the...
So finally it comes to ROGLER database after that import, iWay project import, yeah? Do I understand it correctly?
Correct. So if you have it then in the project list as defined as a techno web shop, I will show you. Wrong button. Yeah. Normally you get the information here, and you can see directly in the list. Okay, this is a product from the shop. Let's search for it. Give me a second. So you can see it here. This is an order coming from the Techno Web Shop. Yeah, that's order 17, 16, and 15. These two are also order numbers out of the shop, web shop. So also everybody in the house knows. Okay, this is coming from the web shop. Yeah, and of course because every customer has to log in. You have also the combination to the customer's name. Yeah, in this case it's Hannes ROGLER himself, but that depends on the login button. Yeah. So
okay. Can you show me how the generation of the prices are made in a web shop?
In the web shop, it's at the moment done by hand. So we do the because we need the calculation and how to produce it later. We need a template here in the MIS system. So we get out of this system, we get the price information, yeah. And in the web shop, we can add this price, or we also can add different formulas. For example, this beach flag, there was a formula, as far as I remember. Come on. Beach square. It's loading. So as you can see here, the price is, that's a form of a fixed price or a without price or a formula price. So if I say fixed price, I get the information, or I say the formula price, it's 125. And you can also, for example, you can multiply. If you make another paper, for example, if you use another paper, you multiply it by 1.1, for example, because the paper is more expensive and so on. Or you can give in a fixed price, so you have the price stored in the background. As you can see here with the beach flags, I made some simple things. What was this one? So the basic price is, I think, 130. If I use 5, so you can see it's not multiplied by 5, it's multiplied with 0.8 or something like that. If I use another material, there's also a formula behind, so we can, let's take a closer look at one example. So there's an add of 10 if I make a span, whatever this is, the price is 155. So that's predefined in the here in the background. We don't calculate at the moment. We don't calculate directly. So we are working with the price list in the background.
Okay, is it a kind of table? How, because when you produce beach flag, it is you've got 3 different numbers, 1, 5, for example, 25. Yeah. I suppose that customers will have a long list of that.
Yeah.
And then multiplied by the media which is used.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of prices.
Let me take a closer look. That is 130. Give me just a second. I can't remember where I find it. Here it is. So you can add, for example, different paper, different delivery date, different print runs, different pages. And at the end, you can, as you saw before, G, that's the print run, and you can multiply this with the print run. Yeah, and if you need more colors instead of only one color, you can double the price. So that's the information we store in the background of the web shop. Or you add a fixed price, so you can make both different versions.
Co jeszcze musimy wiedzieć?
Ja rozumiem, że jak pan zakłada nowy produkt w MIS-ie, to się tworzy automatycznie template do web-to-print?
Nie.
Wszystko musisz sam zdefiniować, tak. I później rozumiem, że web-to-print przesyła z powrotem do MIS-a cokolwiek. Tak? No bo to jak jest jakiś
tylko dane, tylko produkt. Jako ten.
Rozumiem. Wszystko trzeba definiować od początku.
It's the same thing. So as you can see, this is if you are talking about pieces, you have a list box in the background, so you can also add this thing. And here it is. if I make one piece of this, then it's 1. If there are 5 pieces, multiplied with 4.6. If there are 10 pieces, multiplied with 9.1. Yeah, and so you can define very easy. So even the size, it's similar. So if I change the size, so if it's this size, I can add 30. Yeah, if it's this size, I can add the amount of 90. So everything is. It's very easy to define a price, and behind the price we have also the system role, and that's the information for normal MIS. So if this is coming in, we see, okay, this is calculation 10, 16, 619 at the template, and we take this one.
What is happening after the choosing of the product? Let's choose brochures, for example.
It's similar. So if I take the brochure, in this case there's only one product. I jump into the details. I define, okay, I have 100 copies. What's the binding? It's gluing, for example. It's the same price still. I have another format or whatever. So this is predefined in the back office. Yeah. And then the customer decides, okay, I make it for 4 colors, and I'll save it. Yeah. Of course, I have to upload the.
Can you tell me what is the configurator? Here is something. Jaki jest przycisk? Button. The button configurator here is. Images and configurator. What is inside?
Normally, you have also sometimes you have the possibility to configure this if it's a closed web shop, and you have, for example, a PDF like within the business cards, yeah, as I showed you before. Give me just a second. With a template, you have the possibility to make a preview, for example. Yeah, so the designer, or maybe sometimes you have to make a configuration. You want to have saddle stitching or gluing or something like that. But that's the definition of the back office. If you don't want to see this, it's deleted. Okay. Yeah, and so you can choose. Okay, maybe the delivery date 4 days is enough. That means you get another price. Maybe it's cheaper or whatever. I need 250 copies, and I need the standard format with 90 to 50, and it's single-sided 4 colors. And if I click on the button Save, in this case I don't have just Joseph. In this case, for example, with the business cards, you can add, as I said before, out of the PDF lib. That's a typical thing for a closed web shop, but you can also upload your PDF if you want, and then you save it, and if it's saved, it's part of your shopping cart. So I added the brochures and I added the business card with template.
Yeah.
At the moment.
If you choose checkout.
If I'm going to checkout, I get the list of what I will order again. So as you can see here, with a small preview, okay, that fits for me, and I take the order. And once if I click at order in a closed shop, we get only the information. Okay, the order has been successfully passed, and of course, the customer gets the information. Hopefully, yeah. This is the order information or confirmation as an email. Yeah, so you can see, okay, this is the user, and he ordered brochures and business cards, and with the full price. So this order confirmation is sent out within with the shipping address and the billing address, because the user logged in with their information. Yeah? But the user can change it also. So if the user decides, okay, I'm going to settings, I can change my addresses as well. So if I want to have a different delivery address, he can put it in here. Yeah. So it's not. You can also change his own password. So that's up to the customer. And at that case, at that point, the cart is empty because we already ordered it, and we have it now in the IWA. We see the third order, hopefully. And it will be open. Is it open in the background? Yeah, it's open. So this is the next order information. Yeah. Some of our customers are collecting that orders and bring it to the real system once an hour. Some of them do it automatically. That's up to the customer.
Mm-hmm. What about the history of the orders made by the customer?
Yeah, we store it. Normally, we store it in the MIS system. So if the customer calls us, he can see it, and I think also the admin can see what was ordered. That's the normal system. Sorry. If the customer wants different things, like the customer history, we can add that as well.
Okay.
But it's not the demo system.
Good.
If we're going back to the BDE login, so every worker, like a printer, like a folder, like a collector at the collecting station, like the guy who's cutting at the guillotine, he's the person who works with the system. So he has to name himself, and then he has to decide on which machine he's working at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. And it's only this PDA or BDE in German is for collecting times and material bookings. Yeah. So at the end of the day, the manager of a printing company will tries to know, did I make a lose or did I make a win? So in that case, for example, at this machine, there's only one product in the line. So this guy has to make a folder Fußballspiel, yeah, as a folder soccer. He has to select it, and then he can say, okay, I start the preparation and I book it. And as you see here, down here, we made some bookings today. For example, the one with the print is finished after 2 hours and 2 minutes. Yeah, because we stopped it right now and we started a new job. And if I'm going back to the order, so for example, this is the order number. Yeah, but it's the wrong system. So I have the English version open. I can find this number. But normally you can find here the similar project. And if I take a closer look at the project list, yeah, and I see, okay, this is for example, this is A160, whatever. This is this catalog. And then he can see all the times material bookings on this order. So that was the point when I pointed out that you can see what was the target and what is the actual. So it's a comparison between the pre-calculation and the post-calculation. Yeah, that's the only thing that BD is necessary. So this is the pre-calculation and this is the post-calculation. And if we add some times here in this terminal. This is time booking. We can see it directly in our system.
Is that?
Is it clear?
Yeah, it is, but I can hardly understand. Is it connected somehow to like QR codes, for example? Because when the printer starts something printing, he has got the connection via web browser to this list, and he knocks the button, and then something happens here in the software that he started his job.
We can connect it with GDF or GMF. Yeah, that's possible. But if it's not possible, so if I'm working at the folding station, so I only have the information. Here's my palette with the which I have to fold, for example. So it goes look at that, and then I start, and I said, okay, this is my my project, and I'm starting now with the preparation, and then with the print run. So it's always 3 clicks, and then the time is running in the background, and this time will be stored automatically in the database. So they don't have to do anything more or anything else. It's stored automatically in the background. That's the reason why we print this version. If you're working with printing companies, normally they write it down on a sheet of paper. So I was working for order number XY. I printed 7,000 sheets of paper, and I needed 1 hour, for example. Normally, you find sheet of papers in every printing company. I always tell the people that's lying sheets of paper, because printers, some of them do it at the end of the sheet. So they cannot see, is it the right time or is it the wrong time. At the normal, the web-based version, of course we can see it directly, because we force the people to do it. There are 2 customers or 3 customers who are working with barcodes. So they have an envelope with the most important information about the order, which is running with the order through the company. And there's a barcode on it. So they scan this barcode, and the activities, as you can see here, are also barcodes beside the machines. And they do only barcode scan the barcodes twice. So barcode number 1 on the work order, and barcode number 2 on the time booking side, and then the time is running again. So there's different versions to do it.
Okay, I do understand. What else? Is it possible for you to show me how it works in huge companies, where the web shop generates XML file for your system? It is somehow combined on one layout by IMP. And how is it visible in your system?
Yeah, that's the part as I showed on in the morning. So normally, if they are coming, so in this case, I make a new work order. For example, that's a product job, and the customer is whoever.
There is no customer. There is a look. There is a lot of jobs. For example, 200. And they are when you plug into IMP, InSoft IMP, such a XML. You create PP XML for them. They will make the division for different papers. And then it will be there will be plans for printing that.
Yeah.
Where is that moment that you catch that, and how you steer the imp to make such a ganging, for example?
Yeah, that's the thing I want to show you.
Yeah.
I put it in a customer. Normally,
Okay.
if it's an inner job, a production job, the company is the customer. Yeah, but we need a customer for handling. Yeah.